Move straight into the subject of what is it really? New COVID, Debbie?
Good afternoon. Yes. Well, whenever I hear the word safe now, I think of a place where you lock your money up. And of course, what do you do with it? You lock your money up. So to keep us safe, of course, we've been warned that there are some new variants on the way of COVID this winter. And the CNBC have been reporting that don't panic because Eris, which is otherwise known as strife, that's what it does mean, have a vaccine ready for the variants of concern. And similarly, we go on to the next slide, you'll see that not only do we have variants of concern, but the Independent are warning that scientists are saying we should mask up. Who? What scientists? Well, this is Professor Christina Pagel, who's being actually very vocal. And even in the Mirror, she's saying that we need to wear masks again. Now, Christina Pagel is a member of SAGE, but let's just see who she is, because I haven't heard of her before. So when we go and look at her University of College London page, we can see that she's named as one of the 6 most influential academics in government. Please note the reference to mathematics, engineering and AI Chimera Hub. So I flipped to Wiki very quickly just to see what Wiki was saying. And I found out there that she was also one of the 2 recipients who received the Lynn Thomas Medal. Now, this is a medal that's given by the Operational Research Society for novelty and real world impact research, along with Professor Devi Sridhar. I'm sure David Scott will have plenty to say about that. But interestingly, too, she researches congenital heart disease and is linked into Great Ormond Street. She also works alongside Sir David Spiegelhalter, one of Professor Norman Fenton's colleagues. So I'll be very interested to see what Professor Norman Fenton knows about Professor Pagel. But clearly, it looks as though the warning shots have been fired. But my question is, will the public buy into this again?
Well, that's a key question, isn't it, Debbie? But of course, we should be paying attention not only to the SAGE unit, but SPI-B, where the government was prepared to use fear, psychological fear on the public in order to get them to adhere to the restrictions. So are they going to do the same again, do you think, Alex, to ensure that the public does as the government sees fit?
It does seem to have been a bit of a winning formula last time, doesn't it, Brian? Particularly with this cult of the young photogenic celebrity academic who writes a puff piece or a book and then gets discussed in Whitehall. And before you know it, the ideas are de rigueur for all policymakers.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to stay on the case with this. And if you're not familiar with SPI-B or all of the talk about the government's use of applied psychology, have a check of the UK Column website, but also research it for yourself. Well, if we've got medical matters happening, we've got the World Health Organization in there somewhere. What have you got for us?